Hello, it's Weekend Handicapper from weekendhandicapper.com. In this video, I'm going to provide picks and analysis for the 2020 Santa Anita Derby at Santa Anita Park on Saturday, June 6th. Before we do though, if you like these videos, if you want to learn how to handicap and how to bet on horses, hit that subscribe button and notification bell so you can get all the latest tips, tools, and resources help you win money on thoroughbred horse races. Okay, race number 8 at Santa Anita Park. It's 1 1/8 miles. It's the Santa Anita Derby finally running. It's a Derby prep race with circumstances as they are. We're finally getting to it. So better late than never. And so this is race 8. If you want the full card in my picks and plays for the entire card of Santa Anita on Saturday, June 6th, and you want exotic tickets, I'll put the link in the description below, and you can visit weekendhandicapper.com. All right, so race number 8, 1 1/8 miles on the dirt, Santa Anita Derby. We have a field of 7. It looks like, even though the sample size is small, inside post at this distance in these particular races and early speed or speed near the front is where you want to be. So keep that in mind as you handicap. So we start off with number 1, Friars Road at 20-1. Probably should be 20-1. It's a long shot. But if you're a big believer in inside bias and inside post position, then maybe consider this horse. That's your call. But I don't think the pace sets up too well for this horse. It should be lingering back, and I think near the front is where you need to be in order to have a shot here. But it could keep improving. You know, every race it seems like it's getting a little better, so at that price, maybe. Number 2, Rushy is certainly an interesting horse at 8-1. It does have the right running style. It is drawing in the number 2 post position. So those are some positive factors. It's won 2 out of its last 3 races. It's finished in the money 3 out of the 4 races. So it's certainly a good horse. You should use it at the very least underneath in exactas and trifectas. So if you like this horse, bet it. I wouldn't blame you. Wouldn't blame you at all. Number 3, Shoot or Shoot. This is one of those early speed horses, and it draws in on the inside. So there it's got the preferred running style. It's got the inside post. If you believe in those things, if that's a major part of your handicapping. I think it's only one of 2 horses that's going to be battling for the early lead. The other being the favorite, Authentic, which we'll get to here in a little bit. But at 6-1, that's probably a good bet to gamble if you're going to bet this race. If it comes down to 2 early speed horses, you know, from a betting perspective, it makes perfect sense to go with a 6-1 over a 6-5 shot. So, number 3, Shoot or Shoot, certainly a contender. Number 4, a new Dior. It's 10-1. It has class. The pace setup doesn't bode well for this horse unless there's some unforeseen more early speed horses that I'm not seeing on paper. But number 4 is definitely a great horse to use in your exotics to try to beef up those prices if you play those kind of wagers. So definitely at least the number 4 underneath in some of your exotics. Number 5, Azul Coast. It's 15-1. It's a Bob Baffert horse. This is the other Bob Baffert horse. So I've made a couple videos about the other Baffert horse angle that's been profitable for me over the years. And you can check that out. But I don't know about this. This horse is a closer, and that's going to be tough in this race, I think, with the horses that are entering this race and how the track's playing. It's tough for closers to close in. But if you're a big believer in the other Baffert horse, which basically means when Bob Baffert enters 2 horses, you go with everybody focuses on the most logical, the one that gets all the money, and the one that's at better odds is the one that ends up winning, that gets the less attention. So we'll see if that comes to fruition again. But on paper, I think this would be hard just from a pace standpoint for this horse to close in. Number 6, Honor AP. It's the second choice, and it's certainly a classy horse. You got Mike Smith, finished second behind Authentic, who is getting ready to face again. Finished second behind Authentic in the San Felipe. So you might get a rematch of that race here between Honor AP and the next horse we're getting ready to talk about, number 7, Authentic. But Honor AP will be at better odds, even though they won't be really good odds. It's 5-2 morning line. Certainly a good horse, so I don't blame you if you're looking for a logical horse that could beat Authentic, then number 6 is that horse. Number 7 is Authentic. 6-5 morning line. Excuse me. The chalk. The chalk gets me every now and then. I'm allergic to chalk. And hopefully most horse players and serious handicappers, you usually want to stay away from any race that involves some heavy chalk, unless you got some strong opinions where you can beat that chalk. So, number 7, Authentic, trained by Bob Baffert. We all know his Hall of Fame career and what he can do. So you have to decide, are you going to try to beat Authentic, or you're going to try to use other horses to beef up the prices of Authentic. Hey, it's an early speed horse. That's what you want. It's breaking from the outside instead of the inside. So if you're like, look, I could care less where a horse breaks. If you're one of those kind of handicappers, then yeah, number 7, Authentic, is the horse to beat. But that doesn't mean that's the horse to bet. But he's got great connections. He has done no wrong as of yet, right now, in his career. And he's got the right running style. But so is it the most likely winner? Of course, that's why it's 6-5 morning line. But is that the horse to bet? So let's talk about how we're going to bet the 2020 Santa Anita Derby. So it comes down to 2 horses as far as the most logical ones, the number 6 and the number 7. Can you beat Authentic? Can you beat Honor AP? It's going to be tough. So you take what I'm getting ready to say with a grain of salt. Your winner's probably going to be one of those 2. But we're here to make money. We're here to have a little fun and to take a shot. And what if the track is playing more towards speed? And what if the inside post positions, or near the inside of the track, the horses starting from those post positions, what if it is that strong? Well then, if that's the case, and if we're right, we have a chance to make a nice profit on this race. If we're wrong, then so be it. We're wrong one race of many. But I'd rather be right in beating 2 logical horses than be right having the logical horses. Look, I'm the guy that bet against Justify every single Triple Crown race. I'm the guy, I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, I tried to beat American Pharaoh every single Triple Crown race. That's just what you got to do if you're trying to earn money. So here's how I'm going. Remember, I said there should be 2 early speed horses, the number 3 Shooter Shoot and number 7 Authentic. You got one that's, 6-1, I think, morning? Yeah, 6-1 morning line, and you got one 6-5 morning line. No brainer, you go with the 6-1 morning line, number 3 Shooter Shoot, if you're playing that way. Unless you just have the strong opinion that Authentic is unbeatable, well, at 6-5, you shouldn't even bet it to win. In my opinion, skip the race. Just watch it and bet it later when it might have better odds. But I'm going with number 3, Shooter Shoot, win bet, hoping that the inside post is where you want to be and the early speed is where you want to be. Does it have the talent and the class to hold off number 6, number 7, Probably not. But at those prices, you got to take a shot. Along that same theory, along that same concept, if it's that strong, inside post, you got a couple other horses, the number 2, the number 4, that are good horses and should be factored in as actors. So I'm going to box the 2, 3, 4 in an exacta box, hoping that comes to fruition. It's going to be a monumental task to keep Authentic out of the win position and the second position. It's going to probably be a monumental task to, if I get lucky and can get Authentic out of the first 2 positions, it's going to be very, very tough to get number 6 Honor AP out of those 2 positions. So that's kind of what you want to kind of start thinking like. Is it going to happen? Probably not. But what if it does? And if it does, it's going to pay pretty good, I think. So win bet on number 3, Shooter Shoot. Box the 2, 3, 4 in a exacta. And hope I could get lucky and both the 6 and the 7 don't finish in the top 2 places. And one of those 3 horses, the 2, 3, 4, finish 1, 2. Having said all that, if you like either number 6, you like number 7, you probably ain't going to get much in the win bet department. So maybe use the 2, 3, 4 underneath in your exactas. Don't box the 6 and 7. Everybody and their mother's probably going to be boxing 6 and 7 or using the 6 and 7 in exactas. Don't do that. Hardly ever bet the 2 most logical favorites in exacta. Think different. You know, if you're going to use Authentic, well, then maybe look for a horse that the rest of the crowd won't include. That's how you become a long-time winner in this game, is by not playing the logical, obvious combinations in like exactas. So you check your probables, as always, the probable pools and the payouts that you're going to get on certain combinations. Only bet when there's value. So I'm going with the number 3 winner or Shooter Shoot. Hopefully it could hold its own on the front end and prevail. If not, hopefully it can at least factor in the exactas. So I'm going with the 2, 3, 4 exacta box too. So that's your Rushy and Anu Dior. It's going to be tough to beat number 7 Authentic. It's going to be tough to get number 6 Honor AP out of there. But I'm going to swing. I'm going to take a swing. And hopefully you, no matter what you do, where you bet, if you bet this race, hopefully you make some money. And as I always say, happy handicapping, smart wagering.